Bit of bewilderment, I think, to realize how this dog continued to go on as far as he did in the condition that he was. But it really is the essence of what adventure racing is all about. How much pain can you endure? Or how much suffering can you handle, both physically and emotionally and mentally? And so to see Arthur doing that with a smile on his face and never complaining, it really kind of changed things for Michael.
Before Arthur, I was chasing the podiums. I was chasing to be the best in the world. That was my life. And when I met Arthur, other values became more important. My family grew at the same time, and the family became the most important. I think that it should be. That's the way it should be. But also, like, I think Arthur showed the way for that. I remember still all the adventures we did together, and when the first step tour took it, he climbed on Arthur, gave him something to hold on and stuff like that. I will always remember that.
Hey, what happened to you, boy? You don't look so good. Meatball? Look, somebody likes my meatballs.
What would you think is what Arthur sort of gave this team tagging along with them?
Well, obviously they found lots of inspiration, but there were also a bit of bewilderment, I think, to realize how this dog continued to go on as far as he did in the condition that he was. But it really is the essence of what adventure racing is all about. How much pain can you endure? Or how much suffering can you handle, both physically and emotionally and mentally? And so to see Arthur doing that with a smile on his face and never complaining, it really kind of changed things for Michael. And for me, the film always really started and lived with the race to save Arthur. And that was the bond that was unbreakable, and I really loved that. That really touched me when I saw the documentary and reading the screenplay.
How the hell did he get all the way from here to there while we were on bikes and zip lines and running and climbing?
He must have wings we don't know about.
Oh boy!
What would you say to the people who don't know the story yet, but they are going to see to watch the film?
Oh, wow. First of all, Arthur the King is a movie for everyone. It's a great movie for the family, and it kind of open up your heart. And I think if you want to have a movie that really touch you, you see Arthur the King. And also, like, you can read the books. We came out with a new book, Young Arthur, that kind of have the beginning of the story, so you can have that. But I would say with this movie, it's Arthur stands for hope, love, family values, and but also, like, Arthur the King, the movie is also a sports movie. It's lots of action, and some of the stunts are in the movies is very spectacular. So I think these movies have something for everyone, I would say.
I think you found your new partner in suffering, Michael. Yeah, he's the king. I think we should call him Arthur. Arthur the King.
When I came back home after watching this film, I hugged my dog so hard, just so you know, this is what it makes to people. And this is not only a story about Arthur, but also a story about Michael. And I wanted to ask you, he in this race, he takes this chance because he feels like it's his last opportunity to prove himself and to show that he can win. Do you remember when was that time in your career when you felt like that and you knew you had to put it all in?
That's every time I make a film. Anytime I make television content, I'm always feeling like this may be my last chance, and I'm always trying to do everything I can to be as prepared as possible and to deliver on every level and hope that people respond to it in a positive way and it's successful, so I can hopefully get a chance to do it again. I always have that attitude and that mentality, always. I've never gotten to a point where I'm complacent and comfortable and I think, I can just kind of start phoning it in now, and people will want to see me in things. I don't have that attitude or outlook on life or work.
This dog needs a vet.
I don't want you to hurt anymore.
And how do you feel, like you mentioned, like to watch yourself in the screen, to reliving what happened at the time?
Yeah, so first of all, get portrayed by Mark Wahlberg, one of the biggest Hollywood stars out there, and he's a great guy, first of all, and a super talented actor and very professional. And I think how he portrayed Mikael in this movie. I think it was he did great, first of all, and also like the scenes with Arthur is extremely good. And when people see you see the Rotten Tomatoes, they give this like 98% audience score. So that's there you get it. So it's like he's amazing. Yukai playing Arthur is amazing. Natalie is amazing. Simo, all the actors are great, and Simon, the director, he's really doing a great job to put everything together. Because this movie is also shot out there in the jungle, outside, in the rain, everything. So it's not like in the big studio or big screen slow. So it's like it's the real deal.
It's even worse than the rest of you. Maybe you all deserve each other.
Always underestimating all my buddy.
And you know, Mark, we see in this story, and I really wanted to ask you about this. We see Simu's character, for example, and he seems to be more valued by the number of followers he has than by his actual skills that are many. Do you feel like that is the way we're heading, and especially this industry? Do you feel like that happens in the industry as well?
A lot of people put a lot of emphasis on that, but you know, I think with time and age comes wisdom, and then you really understand what life is really all about, and the things that matter are the relationships that you have, the way you treat people, the way you conduct and carry yourself, and the example that you are. You know, it's one thing to be a young person and not really kind of know what's important in life, but that's why they always say the youth is wasted on the young. So many people, I really have met very few that wouldn't, but go back and be able to do certain things over again, you know, with the experience that they have and knowing what they know at the time.
Guess what? I'm not a dog person.